Hi, I'm Shantae. Welcome to Parenting Special Needs Live. It's back to school time, and we are very excited because we are going to talk about adaptive clothing, especially during the time that everyone's going to be back to school shopping, and how adaptive clothes can help our kids be more inclusive, which is what our whole issue is about. So I'm going to welcome Michelle Janetti.
Yes, so we're excited to be here. So I just want to thank our sponsors, which would be Zappos Adaptive, Aeroflow Urology, Be Free Company, Be Free Co. Actually, Sensational You. So in today's live, we're going to show you some of the great items that you saw in our issue. Because, like Shantae said, the back to school issue is all about inclusion, which is the practice of educating all students together, those both with and without special needs. And the clothes in our issue are the ones that help with that very thing because they're adaptive. They're made to be fun and functional and fashionable and to increase independence. So we have a very special guest that's going to tell us a lot more because he is the one who dressed all the models in the issue. So I'm going to introduce Derek Flores, and Derek can tell us a little bit about himself.
Hi. Thanks so much for having me, and just for everyone. My name is Derek. For those of you that are visually impaired, I'm wearing a red hat. I have a beard, and I'm wearing a black T-shirt. Very easy. But yeah, thank you again for having me here. I'm really excited to kind of go through some of the product that I was able to style on the wonderful models that you guys had for this issue's shoot. But just a little bit about me. I'm Derek Flores. I'm a lead project manager with Zappos Adaptive, and I have over 15 years experience in the apparel industry. I was at one point the men's and denim team lead, and was asked to join Zappos Adaptive. So I brought my product experience and knowledge and everything that I learned in the apparel business over to Zappos Adaptive. And now my passion for trends that I've had forever and my dedication for inclusivity, it's continuing. And I'm so grateful to be able to curate and style and merchandise all these great products, especially being able to partner with an organization and a magazine like yourself. It's just been it's been awesome. And I thank you guys for this partnership.
Yeah, we thank you. It's awesome. So, and Zappos is leading the movement, aren't they, for adaptive clothing? Or I want to say they're leading the movement for adaptive clothing and inclusive products. Getting out
Well,
there too.
yeah, I'm a little too humble. Practice our core value number 10 a little bit too much, which is be humble. But us along with some of our friends in the retail space have really kind of done things differently in the past than what's been done in the past, where we've sought out different brands that have product that they're already making that may have adaptive functions. We're also working with brands that we all know and love that may have a product that people want to see and they want to be able to wear it. And we're able to kind of bridge that gap between some of these brands that have popular products and the community by having focus groups and working with them. So that's one thing I can say that we do. I don't know if our friends in the retail space are doing that as well, but it is something that has allowed the voice of the disability community and the voice of those parents to kind of give these different brands, their feedback as to what they can do, to make a product more accessible, more inclusive.
Awesome. All right, so you're going to start showing us some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So within the magazine, we broke it into three sections, and we're gonna just kind of go over just some of those today, and a couple other little tips and tricks in there that might help some of you parents as you're back to school shopping. So, I was mentioning before that Zappos Adaptive, we kind of build our product assortment. What you see on the Zappos Adaptive landing page there's a few different ways. One of those ways is finding shoes that are not necessarily designed with disability in mind, but may have a feature or might be more universally designed so anybody can wear it. And even though that wasn't the intention, right, they just wanted to make something that could be easily slipped on and off, right? But there are also other brands, like I mentioned before, that are either in the space that are doing their own thing and they've created something and they're running with it. And then there's also companies that we've worked with or we've kind of maybe held hands or guided a little bit, whether it's with focus groups or providing feedback to take some of these like popular products and make popular shoes and make them a little bit more inclusive. So what we're going to do is just kind of go through a few of these. We're going to start first with Alvia. Okay, so Alvia's shoe here is from Steve Madden. And what's awesome about this shoe is not only does it look super, super stylish, but it also has dual zippers down the side of where the laces are at. So if you have potentially an AFO, we're not saying that this is AFO friendly, but if you have an AFO, the shoe is wide and the insole is removable. So you are able to get this really, really wide open so that you could potentially either put your wider foot in, or if you have an AFO, definitely give that a try. But this is a very, very popular shoe in this particular style. And what Steve Madden did is just said, hey, what can we do to this really already popular model and make it so that it is more inclusive, that more people can wear this. So this is that particular model that they came out with. And this is available now. You can get it through the Parenting Special Needs link. And another shoe, this is one that has also come out recently. It's from our friends at Reebok. And they did almost the same thing, where you guys might remember or know this particular tennis shoe. It's the Club Sport, very popular shoe. Well, they went ahead and did something similar where they were going to make this more accessible, more inclusive by adding a zipper that will allow you to, open this up a little bit wider. They also made this shoe in up to 4E. So if you have a really wide foot, if this is something that, you want something that is a little bit more sleek, a little bit more stylish, we have this option available for you as well. And Reebok did a great job in listening to the feedback of the community and saying, hey, we know that this is one of our most popular models, so we should definitely, try to adapt this, because this is a shoe that, I have some in my closet, just because everybody should have a good pair of white sneakers, and people with disabilities are no exception. So now there is the Club MT. This comes in 3 different colorways as well. This particular one, they're green, which we've all come to know and love, the green highlight, and then an all black version with a gum bottom. Looks super, super cool. I just have a couple other shoes that I want to show you that were featured in this issue of Parenting Special Needs magazines. First is from a brand called Sorel. And if you've been paying attention, I talk a lot about authenticity and listening to the needs of consumers. So that's exactly what Sorel did. They took a normal or a Chelsea boot that is very, very popular, that typically does not have this back zipper. It typically has just some of this elasticized goring, but it's a lot less, right? So what they've done is they've added additional goring so that this can open up a lot wider, and added a back zipper. And normally the back zippers, they don't go down as far either. So they went as far as they could without impacting the quality of the shoe, to make it so that this particular shoe can open very, very wide. I don't necessarily recommend, hey, you could wear an AFO, because this doesn't come in wides. But if you do have challenges with dexterity, and maybe you want to be able to have a little bit more room in a pull tab, this is a great shoe. It's super, super on trend, and especially with our ladies out there, very, very popular, and especially it's in high schools as well. There's a lot. This is a very, very popular shoe just all around. And last but not least,
Jasmine loved those.
Oh, great. I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that. And here is just another one. We had a couple of our models wearing this particular boot, and this is something that we all know. This is the Ugg boot, right? So we've seen this particular boot. We know it. We've seen it. We love it. It's been here forever. Well, guess what? Well, Ugg, again, decided that, hey, you know what? We want to do something that we can be proud of, and we can make a very, very popular, iconic silhouette into something a little bit more inclusive. So this particular boot was put together by our friends at Ugg, also keeping in mind, how can we make this easier for people to get on? What type of features can we add to this so that more people can wear it? And what happens if we want removable insoles? What happens if we want to put a zipper down the whole side? The focus group that we do allows for that. So, I cut this boot up this way, that way, and this is the final form. So I don't know how many of you have tried to get an Ugg boot on without these amazing zippers, but it is very hard, and especially for kids a lot of the times as well. So not only do they have the zippers that opens up extra wide along with the removable insole, but you also have an extended heel pull. So to be able to get this on once you've gotten your foot in, and then zip it up, and you're ready to go.
I love hearing those stories.
Yeah, so I'm just that's one thing that we really pride ourselves on. Like, we're not experts in disability, and we're not claiming that we are. All we can do is just kind of take the information that our customers are giving us, that people within these focus groups are giving us, and provide those to these brands so that they can make a product that will work for people's needs. And what's really cool is that they are doing it. We're not talking about disability. It's just like, what's your destiny? What kind of challenges do you have in getting dressed? Well, I can't tie my laces. I need something that's easy to get on and off. Well, hey, we have a whole selection of shoes that may work for you. So please check it out. Okay. So one of the other product types that I think parents should know about, right, is going to be what we've kind of coined as easy dressing. And what we kind of look at that as is it's product that, maybe instead of a normal button, they use a magnetic faux button, right? It looks like a button, but you don't need to manipulate it. Or maybe instead of a, button and zipper placket on a pair of jeans, it's faux, right? And it's just a pull-on jean or a pull-on pair of pants that looks like it should have buttons or zippers. So many designers today are making their clothing easier to get on and off by including some of those easy open and close elements, like I mentioned, magnets. But really, one of the things I've noticed is just eliminating buttons and zippers. And that allows for, really anybody to wear a type of product that they may have always wanted to, but didn't have the dexterity to, or, mom or dad getting their child ready in the morning, getting them ready. I can't imagine, going through and having to do all of those buttons on a child that maybe doesn't really want the buttons done. And we all heard those stories of parents having to deal with just the littlest thing that could take its toll on a day. So we do have some of these products available on Zappos, and we have a bunch of different brands that are making products specifically with some of these alternate closures. But then there's also the work that we put in, where we go through and we curate some of these styles and say, hey, we know that this pair of jeans, we've tried it with, however many people within the community. So I feel comfortable saying that we can curate this and add this to the selection. And I think, Michelle, you had mentioned that with one of our models, where the pull-on jeans that we provided were not necessarily, she'd never wore jeans before.
Correct. Yes, she did not wear them. Her mom made a point of telling me that they were just not something she would touch or put on. And she was enjoying the pair you have given her. It was in our high school photo. She loved them. Jasmine had to put them on. Her mom was thrilled. She said, wow, I love looking at her walk around with them. So it was good.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I love that. So now, knowing that, okay, someone with maybe some sensory challenges and just, just really needs a jean that they can get on that's super, super soft and it's super easy. And you know what? This is a jean that, has been around for a while, but, there are tons and tons of companies that do this. And this is on our women's side of things, and our little girl side and our little boy side as well. There's a lot of pull-on products that we've classified and we've added to this easy dressing section because we know it is easier, right? And we have had these different products. We've wear tested them, right? We know that, hey, Jasmine, was able to wear these particular jeans. They're super, super soft. They weren't, too skinny to where she felt like she was constrained, but they still looked really, really good. And that's kind of one thing just to keep in mind, that not every product that you'll see was designed specifically, with alternate closures, alternate features, all of this. Some of this is just product that we already have that we now know could work for someone with a dressing need. So this is the example of those jeans. And it just looks like a regular old pair of jeans if you have a blouse or a top that goes and covers the waistband. So really, really awesome. Very, very comfortable. And we've have a bunch of different brands that I feel comfortable curating that we put in there, from brands like Levi's to Madewell to Jag to Liverpool, and so on and so forth. We have a lot of great brands in there that make product that work. We also have brands that make products specifically with some of those features available on the product. So this is like a normal pair of jeans. We see that there is the button here, and it looks like a button fly. Well, what Tommy Hilfiger has done is they've added magnetic buttons, faux magnetic buttons within here. So the front of the button, the back of the button, and then a Velcro tab at top. And well, and
How easy.
these are on. So
I love
with
it.
yeah, so super intuitive. This is really, really good for like this particular fit is in a boyfriend, right? So this is a little bit wider. This is very on trend right
They're
now,
good
ladies.
looking jeans.
Yeah, and they're super cool. We have these, and obviously in women's, but in our boys, in girls, and in men, we feature products, pants that have this particular placket that,
Yeah, I love it.
and
Because
I don't know, I don't even like wearing button fly jeans. It's it's a pain, it's a
lot
pain
to do, yeah.
sometimes. So
True.
but
I'm so glad
Tommy,
you're making those though, because I had to do that. My grandma had to do it for Kaylee's pants, my daughter. So before all of these were invented. So I'm so
exactly.
thrilled.
So yeah, so they're here. This, we do carry some other brands, but one thing that I do like that they include is this pull up extra string. This band in here, really helps if you can't, let's say, get your finger through this, or hey, you know what, you've tried those pull-on jeans and they just don't work for you, right? You need to have something like this. Well, you do have additional features like these pull-up tabs to get these on without having too much of a challenge. A couple other pieces. So I know, cardigans, who doesn't love a cardigan and who doesn't love a button cardigan? Am I right? So, Tommy has kind of taken that no buttons, no zippers type of mentality that we just saw in their pants. And they've also applied it to their cardigans here. So this particular cardigan that we have one of our lovely models wearing, same thing, you just, there's not a bunch of buttons. There's only 5. So fairly easy to get on, boom, and you're ready to go.
Wow, how easy.
Super easy. So, getting out the door easier. I know you guys can attest to being parents and having one little thing kind of derail your whole day or derail your whole morning. So allowing for your child or for you to dress your child a little bit easier with something like this may just be a benefit to some of our parents out there.
Well, and you know what I was just thinking, I'm going to just pipe this in, is, a lot of times we're taking care of grandmothers as well, or, moms
Yeah.
that are older, and sometimes they have arthritis, they can't do the buttons, and they're always cold. So that's, I don't know, that's an awesome idea,
Yeah.
right?
And I'll tell you, I don't want to go too far, but yes, the different communities that we work with that may have some folks that are older, they love these products as well, specifically
Right.
whether it's arthritis,
I know
whatever.
they exist. So
Yeah.
now we know.
Now so it's awesome stuff. One other, and like I said, we're going to bring as much of this to our site as we can, and we do offer it, like I mentioned before, in our men's, women's, and then boys and girls product. So this is another piece that I just wanted to show you, which is an easy dressing woven with the same kind of magnetic closures, faux buttons like I had showed you before. And I like these as well, especially from what we kind of did in the photo shoot, where it's almost a layering piece. So, but if you need to, kind of dress it up, if you need to, kind of just clean up the look a little bit, boom, you can just throw this together and now you're wearing a buttoned long sleeve woven. But yeah, this is another piece where they are, what can companies do to make it so that more people can wear this product? And I love the Tommy aesthetic on this. And it's just such a clean, cool piece. And now kids that have disabilities or kids that have dressing needs can wear this and feel just as cool as all their friends.
It can, and that's awesome. And that was when in the event, well, we had a shirt similar to that, the white one for the dress up in the event picture.
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
One of the moms did comment that it was awesome because her son does have difficulty buttoning, and she didn't know those existed. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
To the attention. And hey, they exist, because she said it was almost like a meltdown, every time trying to get him to like button his shirt properly because he'd have it unbuttoned properly.
Yeah. And not that. Whatever. Yeah. Oh, and I that definitely heard that so much. And we have this brand, and we have, some more basic on the men's side of things, from a company called Smart Adaptive. They can be found on Zappos Adaptive as well. Another great brand, and looking at, hey, what are the needs of some of the people that I'm around? And this woman was able to, come up with, instead of using magnets, more so Velcro, like we saw on the denim there, and really has changed a lot of people's lives, because it's avoided meltdowns. Or if, let's say, it is somebody you're taking care of, your father, whoever it is, like, cool, now they can have that Oxford shirt again and still wear it if they want to go out. But yeah, it's definitely a great community of people that are just wanting to learn more and create these different product types that definitely go a long way.
Oh, just a real quick point on buttons, because as I think about it, a lot of kids might have dexterity issues, and some of them have trouble gauging pressure. So, instead of, trying to, maybe they can unbutton, but they don't recognize how strong or what they're gauging pressure, and buttons can pop off or whatever. And that would be amazing for them, because the shirt would not be hurt if someone was a little tough gauging that and opening and closing it. I think that would be so good for those kids.
Yeah. We've definitely seen the light switch, the light bulb go off, like you mentioned, when we talk about some of these products and get the feedback. What did you think? Did you like that? How, whether we're talking to a mom or whether we're talking to the child themselves, just kind of understanding that this is a game changer for a lot of people, like we were just talking, all these stories, we hear it every day, especially, us being a little bit closer to the end user. We're hearing this kind of stuff, and it's just awesome. If anybody has feedback, please feel free to reach out. Any feedback that you have around products that you've seen that may work for you or work for your child, we want to know about them. I want to know about them so that we can, build that awareness for that particular product that works for you, because think about how many countless other people that whatever it is, right, could impact as well. So, you want to reach out, you can reach us out on all the different social media at Zappos Adaptive or Zappos Adaptive at zappos.com. And we will definitely take some time and go through that. Lastly, one of the other categories that I mentioned that can be kind of a pain would be sensory friendly, right? And we know that a lot of the different products nowadays, they have a tag like this one. This I would not classify as sensory friendly, because we have a lot of these tags. If I look at the seams, they're not necessarily taped. And like I said, this is really good as an overshirt. It's a little thicker weight, but it's also not sensory friendly. Okay. And that may not be what you're looking for. You may not need a shirt like this. Maybe you need something that's a little bit softer. So what Zappos Adaptive does as well is we curate and bring on, products like this is a skort that is sensory friendly within our school uniform section. So we have tops and bottoms that are sensory friendly, specific for school uniforms. We also have gone and wear tested product, determine which brands may have obviously no tags, right, or a tearaway tag, or they have the screen print information, like this particular shirt here. Just screen printed on, easy peasy, very minimal. You can't really feel it. The seams on this particular brand, they're all taped down, so there's not going to be any fraying or anything that could cause irritation. And a lot of the products, all of the products that we curate into that particular category are very, very soft. So we look at whether they're a blend, a specific cotton type, and obviously the no tags, and just something that's really, really soft that might work for a child with sensory needs. Yeah.
Derek, I have a question on that. So if I was searching your site and I'm looking on that particular thing, what would I look under? Would I look under uniforms, or would I look under sensory friendly?
You can do both. So for sensory friendly, on zapposadaptive.com, we've kind of broken our website out into different categories that of something that you may need, right? Like I had mentioned earlier, maybe you're looking for easy on-off shoes. Great. Well, we've created that category. And what we did is we just listened to the community and said, hey, what is it that this community is looking for the most? And that's kind of how we kind of, determine where we should kind of curate all of these different categories. So within sensory friendly, we have the school uniform pieces. We also have any of those brands that we've kind of vetted and we know that, hey, this should work, right? This should be very soft. This should not cause any sort of, morning meltdown. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed. However, and one thing I want everybody to be aware of is if it doesn't work, right? When we're not saying that all these products are going to work for your child or your dressing need, what we are saying is, hey, give it a try, because at Zappos, we do have a really, really good return policy. You can return, let's say you get these shoes and you forget about them. Oh, I need to return these. And you have up to a year to return them. And you probably can go over, if you don't do it too much, maybe even over a year, I've heard. So we make it very, very easy. We can exchange the shoes for you, the product for you if it doesn't work. We have our customer loyalty team that has worked with us through different trainings so that they can direct customers to either where they can find it on Zappos Adaptive and Zappos or elsewhere from some of our friends in the retail space that may kind of have some of this product or specialize in adaptive product. And just started doing this. I was really excited about this, but we now offer UPS pickup. And, one thing we always talk about, Shantae and Michelle, is just, the parents and how many things are on their plate, right? From this to that. I mean, it's just, all of the parents that I talk to through these focus groups and just in, day to day, there's a lot on their plate. So Zappos is now offering UPS pickup. So all you have to do is, you know what, I'm going to return these shoes. They don't work. You can go onto your account and just select the UPS pickup. And as long as you have that box out there the next day, or when the slip tells you that the UPS person is coming to pick up your package, they're going to grab it. And let's say you forget, they'll just leave the label and they'll let you take care of it. So really, really easy for those folks, whether you're busy or not, you just don't have time to go and return packages. Zappos has you covered.
Yeah, I love that. Wow.
Nobody needs to have to go to the post office every time, let me tell you.
Exactly.
So, Derek, thank you.
I did. Oh, yeah. So then there's just two other little things that are other categories that I think that parents might want to know about. Only what I was going to speak to is AFO friendly shoes, because I learned something and having a conversation around what a lot of parents do when they're sizing AFOs is they go long, not wide. And that's just not, I just read this whole message board and then I started asking people about it and they're like, yeah, you need to make sure, that it's at least wide because you're not, most AFOs are not going to work. So, and then I just wanted to show those lock laces and how that, because a lot of folks, hey, you already have shoes, right? I already got my, I don't want. So Zappos also offers some alternate closures that you can install yourself. This one is lock laces and it's a stretchy shoelace that almost turns your shoe into a slip-on. And if you need a little bit more slack or you need to tighten it, it's got this really easy clasp here that you can move in and out depending on if you need to get your shoe wider or not. And then just AFO friendly. So, one thing that we have pulled together is all the shoes that we know for certain from the brand that these particular shoes are AFO friendly. Because a lot of times they may say they are, but they're not. So we just want to let you customers know out there that, hey, you can trust us. All these products that we have curated in the AFO friendly category will work. And one of those particular shoes that I'm excited to talk about is Billy footwear. And these particular Billy footwear shoes work for people with AFOs. If you haven't seen how these particular shoes work, they have what's called a flip top technology, where you notice it looks like they're shoelaces, but in actuality, those are functional-ish. But the main focus of this shoe is just being able, once that AFO is on, to be able to just set your foot in. You can loosen up your laces to however wide you need to go, and then flip, zip, and you're good. So just keep that in mind, parents. We do have a lot of the shoes within the AFO category are wide. Some aren't. Some work even though they're not a wide shoe. And if they don't work for whatever reason, as I mentioned before, we do have a wonderful return policy. You can call any customer service representative from Zappos 24 hours a day, and they will help you find what you're looking for, or help you return the shoes or clothes that don't work. So, yeah.
Wow.
Offered so many cool things. Thank you so much for that.
You're very welcome. Any questions at all?
You have questions from us? Well,
sure.
Michelle, do you have a question?
No, I don't really have a question, but I just want to say, like, some of those things, if we had had them, can you imagine years ago, please?
Well, I have to just share. Well, I did have a question, Derek, because you said something and I wasn't sure I got it. So maybe if I didn't get it, maybe somebody else did.
Okay.
And you're saying, what were you saying about the long and the wide of the shoe?
Oh, right. Yeah. So I think one thing to remember too, if you are looking for AFOs, and obviously consult your doctor, but what I've read other people recommending is, just go along, just get another size and a half up. Just do that. That'll be fine. When in actuality, that may not be the best route to go, because you may have, it may not fit, right? Because it will be a little bit narrower. If you have, you have a size and you go up in size, it is going to get a little bit narrower, but it may not be enough specifically for that AFO. And all it's going to do is just maybe it may not be good for whatever that AFO is trying to correct. If you have too much in the toe box, additional room, it might mess with the child's gait. Just kind of one thing, you want to make sure that the shoes fit appropriately, and you're using shoes that are wide enough to accommodate that AFO, and not just going longer so that the shoe or the AFO will fit in the shoe. So yeah, just keep that in mind. That's just something that I learned. Parents have talked to me about that in instances that they've done in the past. That wasn't, that I should have went, a different route. So just a little food for thought. And as I mentioned, any questions or concerns, please reach out to us on our social media channels or email us, zapposadaptive@zappos.com. My name is Derek. Thank you guys again for having me.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much
you for being here.
Yeah, and sharing all that information with us and our audience. I appreciate it. And dressing all of our models. That was fantastic.
I'm
And talking about inclusion.
Just going to say it's beautiful. The clothes you picked, how they fit, the offerings. Everybody will take a look, which we did say, because all the links will be below. So we'll have a chance to have easy shopping. So yeah, so we want to wish everybody a good start to the new school year, and happy shopping, and thank our sponsors one more time, which would be Zappos Adaptive and Aeroflow Urology, Be Free Co, and Sensational You. So thank everybody, and here we go, 2022 school year.
Yeah,
back to school. Let's do it.
I think we did all of us did an awesome job on those inclusive clothing, because you can't really tell, and you don't know who's wearing what, and I love that. So thank you again for partnering with us and sponsoring this. I appreciate it.
Well, you guys are so welcome. Thank you again. And to everybody out there that's getting ready for school or already started school, best of luck this year, and we'll see you next time.
So thank you all for joining us today, and thank you for being part of Parenting Special Needs Live. And in case no one has told you today, you are doing a great job. Be good to you, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great school year. Happy shopping. Bye.